Back at it again. It's the guy Spencer. You know what time it is. It's time for my preseason 2021 top 40 East Texas players. Last year we broke some, well, not even last year, this past spring we broke some ground. Did the first ever top 100 players for East Texas. It's not a prospect list. It's not about who has the most offers. It's not about who has, who's going where. It's about who plays the best. There's a lot of players in East Texas who aren't necessarily D1 prospects. And this platform is trying to show a little light and show a little love to some of the guys who probably will never ever get this chance or opportunity to be covered or anything like that. So with no further ado, we're kicking in the top 40 players. Number 40 through 35 on this podcast. Won't be long, about 6 or 7 minutes, but here we go. At number 40 is a guy from Longview. He started on the offensive line as a sophomore. His name is Jax Norman. Jax is about 6'1", 235 pounds. He's not a big guy. He's not a big prospect. But what you can see from his tape is that he's kind of fast and explosive, and he's pretty much a dog. He can pretty much do it all. He plays bigger than what he is. Here he is against Temple earlier in the year, the first game of the year, and you can see him being nasty here, driving the defender down to the ground. Here he is against Temple again. He's going to pick up a blitz. So here he's showing a little intelligence, banging, and then coming out and picking up a blitz and trying to protect the quarterback. He's a guy that's not very big. Longview, if you know anything about Longview, we don't have these huge offensive linemen. There's been some exceptions to that. We've had a couple of years where we were just huge, but most of the time we've got small, undersized linemen that just work their asses off year in and year out, and they turn around and they be good football players for us. So Jax, a sophomore, a junior going into 2021, had a pretty decent sophomore year, and hopefully we're looking for more for him and maybe a guy that makes the top 100 going into 2021. Jalen Borley, the freshman running back, now sophomore running back from Pleasant Grove, started the year late for them, finished the year as he started running back. As you can see, he's a kind of a tall kind of guy. He's about 6 foot, 185 pounds. He can finish a run, as you see on this first highlight. He can catch a toss and get down with it. Pleasant Grove running that wing T offense where they do a lot of things where you have to be very sound and technical on defense if you want to beat these guys, because they will pop one out on you from anywhere. Here he is getting a sweep against Gilmer, getting around the edge, and look at him run. Is he going to finish this one? This guy was a freshman last year. That's what's most impressive about this guy. He's a freshman that played some varsity snaps, and ended the year as a starter for Pleasant Grove. And I'm looking for more for him. I think he's a guy. He didn't make the top 100 last year, but he's a guy that I'm looking probably. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be a chance to make the top 100. So that is Jalen Borley, the sophomore, soon-to-be sophomore running back from Pleasant Grove. At number 38, staying with Pleasant Grove, an outside linebacker. He's a pretty small dude. He's probably 5'7", 5'8". Reese Elrod, and what Reese is a good football player. He's not going to be on anybody's college list. He's probably not going to sign a Division I scholarship. But what he does, and you can tell that he's well coached, and he does what he's coached. And you can see there when he makes that play, that drop was perfect. Got right into the play, thrown into the throwing window, and when that ball came, he made a play on it. This is a great hit on the sideline that he just smacks the dude. I believe that was a playoff game for him. Here he is in the star, coming off the edge. He can rush the passer, sack a guy. So we've seen an interception, a big hit, and a sack. So this is a small dude, but he can do a lot of different things on the field for Pleasant Grove. This is one of the more impressive plays. That pick, get your feet down in bounds, let the sideline go nuts with you. So Reese Elrod is a great outside linebacker, a guy that didn't make the top 100 last year, or I say last year, this past spring. But the guy that I'm looking forward to seeing in 2021, and a guy I think that probably with a big senior year will make the list. So that's Reese Elrod coming in at number 38. At number 37, junior, I think he's about to be a senior linebacker from Jasper, Kaleb Sayles. Watched a lot of Kaleb Sayles last year. He was a borderline guy from being in the top 100. Saw Jaden Williams, as you see, number 15, create the pressure that's going to create this fumble recovery all the way for a touchdown from Sayles. But Sayles is a small guy. He's about 5'11", 6-footish. Looks like he weighs about 175 pounds on tape. But he's a guy that can get with it. He's a guy that can run. He'll make a play. He'll make a tackle. Here he is coming up in the hole. Where is this one? Yeah. Coming downhill, covering the flat. Interception. Looked like he kind of surprised himself he caught it. But, man, great play, finishes the run, kind of fumbles that ball. That's why that highlight cuts off. But nonetheless, Kaleb Sayles is a good football player, and he's a guy that I think is probably going to make the top 100 if he has a big senior year. So, looking forward to see what they do down there in Jasper this year and what Kaleb Sayles can do for that defense. I know they're losing number 15, Jaylen Williams, a big player in the middle for them last year, but who knows? Kaleb Sayles steps up and probably even have an even better defense than Jasper. And lastly, for this podcast, a corner that started as a freshman, number 36 on the list, is Hampton. Aeryn Hampton is a big dude. He's probably about 5'10", 5'11", and she looks long as a corner. Out there in Daingerfield, Daingerfield just has so many athletes. It's ridiculous. They just restock on athletes every single year. They went to the semifinal this past year, and they've been making deep playoff runs for the last 2 or 3 years. But Hampton, a corner, a guy that has good coverage skills, a guy that's on the radar as a prospect. You play as a freshman, play varsity ball as a freshman, a lot of people are going to be high on you. And he shows a lot of maturity. Like, he doesn't look like a freshman out there. Look at him play that block, make a big hit on that play right there. That's great run support from a cornerback. So he's a good player, and he's a very interesting prospect to watch for here for the next 3 years. Like I said, you start as a freshman, you make these physical tackles, you make good plays on footballs in the air. He's gonna be a guy. Hopefully, in the next 2 or 3 years, he's got a signs a scholarship out of Daingerfield. So that is the first 5. We'll come at you later in this week for 35 to 31, covering the first 10 of the top 40 players from East Texas. Preseason only. Why not? Everybody else does it. Why not me? Right? So yeah, I think that's it. I'm out.